Good afternoon, everyone. This is Stacy from Heartland Scoot Boots. I am here with my horse Kramer today, and I just wanted to put together probably not a really quick video, but hopefully one that will help answer some questions I've been getting recently about horses that have thrush during these wet, muddy conditions, and also a little bit of trimming advice as some of us are experiencing some situations with the current climate where our trimmers and farriers can't get out. So I'm just going to hit on a couple subjects regarding the thrush and trimming. For the purposes of shortening this video a little bit, I did wash off this foot. I use just plain blue Dawn dishwashing liquid and a wire brush, and I scrubbed the sole. I also used my hoof knife just to level out the bars just ever so slightly and clean off some flaps on this horse's frog that were developing so that he didn't get any manure and bacteria built up in there that would contribute to thrush. This horse also shed his frog a couple weeks ago at about the time of the last trim, so it's not as beefy and robust as it typically is. But this should give us all a good idea of what we need to be looking for as far as thrush treatment and also just some simple trimming tips. So I'm going to get right to it here. So this is my horse's foot. I have already scrubbed it clean with the Dawn dishwashing liquid. I did use the knife, as I said, just to level out the bars a little bit and also to remove some flaps on the frog. When I started this, the first thing I did was use this wire brush here and some blue Dawn dishwashing liquid and simply scrubbed the foot thoroughly in the frog, in the collateral grooves, the sole. This sole has not been touched with a knife. This is just what it looks like because it's a well-functioning frog and gets a lot of stimulation. Therefore, it's not necessary. We also want to retain this thick sole so this horse is comfortable being barefoot. So after doing that, I used my Scott Davidson loop knife with a hoof pick, which is probably one of my favorite tools, to clean out the collateral grooves really well, remove some frog flaps, and just to clean out this white line a little bit to make sure I can see my points that I need to address. So when I first looked at this foot, you won't probably be able to see it, but this heel was slightly higher than this heel, and I don't like a horse with really low heels, so I want to maintain this heel buttress so that my horse has a really healthy back part of the foot, which is a very important part. So what I did is I took my rasp and I leveled out my heels just slightly, holding my rasp flat and leveling that heel up, and then taking down the wall so that I had about 1/8 of an inch of hoof wall above the live sole. I'm just leveling this foot. Now, if you notice, I'm not pushing down really hard on this rasp, and it's really not necessary. Let the rasp do the work for you. Once I've got that foot nice and level, what I want to do is put a 45-degree bevel around the entire edge, bottom edge of the hoof wall. That's going to do a few things. It's going to keep this foot nice and tight. It's going to help prevent flaring that could develop with the forces, leverage forces along the bottom edge of the foot. And it's also going to prevent a lot of cracking and breakage as well. So I'm going to hold my rasp at a 45-degree, and then I'm going to just push forward at that 45-degree angle all the way around. Now, I'm not lowering the hoof wall at this point. I'm rasping from the white line, leaving that high, and putting a 45-degree bevel all the way around this horse's foot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, easy. Now, like I said, this horse was trimmed. I trimmed him myself probably about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, so he doesn't have a lot of growth. But that's the object of this. Keep your horse's feet in good condition by just hitting them with the rasp every couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and you won't have a lot of work to do. I rarely have to use the nippers, and the rasp works just fine for me. Now I'm just gonna take the less coarse side of the rasp and just hit the edge, taking off any sharp edges and removing that extra hoof that wants to kind of stick on there. And now I've got a really nice looking foot here. I'm gonna see if I can keep him holding his foot up for me and getting you a closer shot. But there's his foot. And it was very quick and very easy. And now his foot is in great shape. Look how nice that sole is. I don't know if this is gonna show up well. There's my little trimming lesson for the day.